Alright, there's always some questions asked about different scopes and the mounting on rifles, okay? This is a CZ457 with a Lilja Sport varmint taper barrel on it. It's American stock. I have sanded it out. I have a free-floating barrel. Okay, this is that new Arken EPL4 6x24x50 going on this rifle using a DIP rail. And the Hawk low profile 30mm rings, 2-piece, okay? Now that scope clearance there, I'm going to show a final version. I'll get this gun up on the top of this bit of this truck, but there's something I want to show folks here, okay? And I've seen a video where one man has had to grind his mount. This scope's a little different than most on the bottom, and I'll show it to you right under there, okay? There's a protrusion where they put the nitrogen or whatever they're putting in these scopes. So let me take this scope off and I'll show you, and then I'll put it on and level it up with this Wheeler tool over here, and then I'll show you the final product, okay? Okay, here's the bottom of this Arken EPL4 scope. See that thing right there? Some mounting this low in a set of rings, you know, on a rail, whatever, could cause problems. But I believe this here works. And why is that? I'll show you here. And lay this scope down here gently. See this taper on this rail right here? Now I'm going to put this scope on and level it. But I've looked at it and I believe it works, and you have clearance only because this rail right here at my fingertip is tapered. It's got like a 45-degree taper on it. I can't say all of the rails have that. That's a DIP rail, and I'm not in a tank with them. Now, back here, I have ample clearance on the mag adjuster, but I've ground this off. But notice here, see that screw right there? It's still usable, and it is flush. It's actually below, okay? And I have more clearance here using this scope, it seems, the Arken versus the Nexus. But the Nexus 5x20x50, its mag wheel is a little bigger in diameter, slightly. Okay, so I'm going to mount this up. I will show you the clearance here, and we'll see if the scope is level. I'll comment if I've run into this here or not, okay? I shouldn't. Okay, so stay tuned. Alright, boy, there's the finished product. Okay, got the Arken scope on there. See the barrel clearance has decreased substantially, okay? Back here at the mag wheel, you look under there, I have clearance to turn. Okay, it's not as close actually to that rail I ground off versus the Nexus scope. And that little protrusion right under there is not making contact with that rail, and that scope is level. Now it's close to that rail, okay? But it does work on this rail here. This is the best ring setup I found for this gun with this 50mm objective for squirrel hunt. It gets me down there close. Now, you may not be able to use flip-up caps on that right there. I cut me a Mountain Dew bottle and slide over there, boys. That's what I did with the Element scope. Now, I've got some flip-ups. I'll see if they'll work. If they won't, but now they're a little different than what I've seen on most scopes. They're not hard plastic mounted. So that right there will work for any folks venturing to try a CZ457 DIP rail, ground off in the back. Now you wouldn't have to grind it as much to put that scope on it versus that Element Nexus 5x20x50. But that part right in there is different than most scopes. See it protruding right in there, but it is not touching that rail, and I am level. Hope you enjoyed.